Max Atlantis, and today we are taking another episode of the Not So Minor Aspect series, and we counted the votes, and we are looking now at the SemiSextile, which is the 30-degree aspect. The 30-degree SemiSextile, of course, is the point at which we are leaving the metaphorical Aries and stepping into the Taurus. We're stepping into a new domain. We're leaving the archetypal desert of the things that we're familiar with, and sort of that formless feeling that there's a new journey, and we are stepping into a clarified position. Now, at the same time, the 30-degree SemiSextile, we are leaving the desert and we are meeting a tree line all of a sudden. As we see this tree line, maybe we've never experienced this metaphorical forest before. So this is the point not where we have to make judgment calls, not where we have to make clear, concise action all of a sudden. The SemiSextile is where we essentially have to stay open but perceptive. And if we remember what happens after the SemiSextile when we step into the novile, 40 degrees, and we're in a place where we do have to start making discernment between what kind of path in the forest looks dangerous, what path looks incredibly positive, and then of course we reach the octile, aka the semi-square, and we get to a point where we say, okay, now I have to start preparing to climb this mountain in this direction, or I have to start preparing to go through this cave down here and the things that I'll need in order to traverse that area. So with the SemiSextile, it's incredibly important we don't make harsh judgment calls in this place. We have just entered a new archetype. And so the best thing that we can do is we can stay open-minded, so we can stay in a state where we are clear about what it is that we're actually aiming for on the journey, but we have to be open-minded about how that's going to manifest. And if we think about that in the very beginning of the journey in a really sort of positive way, in a way in which we can actually connect with that, then it makes the waning SemiSextile so much more positive, which in the last 30 degrees, when we get to that SemiSextile right before reaching a new conjunction, that's the point at which sometimes, we're stepping into the unknown zone, which in this case would be the finish line. The finish line will represent success and meeting a goal and sort of topping a previous version of yourself and stepping into a higher iteration and a higher frequency. The thing is, when we step into that and it's an unknown, even though objectively it's a good thing, it can be incredibly terrifying to traverse that new domain. So sometimes people will leave their journey that they've worked all that way for right at that last 30 degrees, and they'll go back to the very beginning. Or when they reach the finish line, they've reached the finish line essentially with none of the achievement because they didn't allow themselves to step in it themselves. They essentially let the rest of the world kind of push them towards it. So that's what's incredibly important about the SemiSextile. Thank you guys for tuning in, and in the next video I'm going to be presenting a vote of our next two aspects.